Right. I would direct folks to the research by Daniel Siegel and the folks at UCLA on that topic. Both the book The Whole Brain Child and the book Mindsight really are my two favorite resources regarding neuroplasticity. The brain is incredibly plastic. It's constantly trying to heal itself. Martin Doidge, The Brain That Heals Itself, is also a fantastic resource. So I think there is great hope. The thing that I would say, I think there's great hope as long as we maintain or begin to set a norm for moderation. Because again, while there is great research that shows that collaboration and creativity in digital spaces increases our ability to be collaborative and creative in digital spaces. So it's kind of like saying, I'm a really good smoker because I smoke a lot. So I'm really good at being creative and being collaborative in digital spaces because I do it a lot. So that there's no qualitative comment there. Because of that, I think there's a tendency to say, since this is where we get all of our goodness from, let's build our brains there too. So that's where all these brain training programs are coming in online and stuff. That's okay, but making sure that we maintain this well-balanced approach, because there is a difference. Interpersonal neurobiology will tell you there is a difference in how the brain reacts to embodied person connection than how it reacts to digital connections.
Lots of questions in this centering around this point as well. A characteristic about the digital age is that geographical boundaries are kind of disappearing. You can do business, e-commerce exists across borders, you can associate with friends from around the world, and you can even work remotely. Psychology, licensure, that's all about boundaries. Where do you see whether it's teletherapy or e-therapy, how do you see that evolving given the current state of licensure, and just what's your vision?
That's a great question. I would refer these folks, if you're interested in that, to the apa.org. They are really working on setting kind of the norms and parameters around that, at least for psychologists, and I know that different licensing bodies are working on that. I think one of the beauties about some of our forms of FaceTime and Skype are that people who would not normally have access to high quality kind of mental health care, or even health care sometimes, have access to it. I do think that we have to be aware at the same time that I say that, I'm also aware of a growing movement, at least in the US, there is a small but growing movement of therapists who are providing therapy via text. And I think I want to be really aware of how that deeply, the disembodied words are very different than embodied, even voice